In the heart of Africa, the night holds its breath, clinging to the valleys and riverbeds in shrouds of silver mist. This is a land outside of time, a continent breathing its first ancient sigh of the day. Before the sun claims the sky, before the heat begins to shimmer, there is a moment of profound stillness, a sacred pause where the ghosts of millennia walk the earth. Then, the first touch of gold spills over the horizon, painting the clouds in hues of fire and rose. It is a dawn that has broken over these plains for eternity, witnessing the endless unfolding drama of life. On this wild savanna, kingdoms rise and kings fall, and with the light comes the voice of the king, a sound that is not merely heard, but felt, a vibration that travels through the very soil, a resonant tremor that shakes the leaves on the acacia trees. It is a declaration of power, a sonic map of territory, a warning to all who would dare to trespass. This roar is the soul of the savanna made manifest. It does not ask for respect, it commands it. For the coalition of brothers who hold this land, it is a bond, a promise, and a challenge issued to the world. But every declaration is an invitation. Miles away, hidden in the dawn's long shadows, other ears are listening. Nomads, rivals, usurpers. They hear the strength in the call, and they measure it against their own ambition. In this world, no reign is absolute, no throne is secure. Within the heart of the kingdom, however, life is a fragile, precious promise. The next generation, born into a legacy of conflict they do not yet understand. Their playful tumbles and mock battles are a rehearsal, an unconscious honing of the skills that will one day mean the difference between life and death. Above them, the watchful amber gaze of their mother. She is the anchor of the pride, the keeper of its future, her presence a silent testament to the enduring strength of the bloodline. This kingdom is built upon a foundation of life and of death. The great herds, wildebeest, zebra, buffalo, are the lifeblood of this land, their movements a vast, seasonal pilgrimage that dictates the fortunes of all. They are the prize, the sustenance that fuels the fires of ambition and the strength of the pride. And where there is a kingdom, there are always those who would see it fall. The Shadow Court, the clan of the spotted hyena. They move with an unnerving intelligence, a cohesive unit bound by complex social laws. Their whooping calls slice through the dawn, a cacophony that mocks the lion's regal roar. They are not mere scavengers. They are master strategists, relentless opportunists, a rival power that is always testing the boundaries, waiting for a moment of weakness. To rule here is to wear a crown of scars. Every line on this male's face is a story, a testament to battles fought for territory, for mates, for the very survival of his kin. His eyes, ancient and weary, hold the weight of his reign, the constant vigilance, the burden of leadership, the knowledge that every sunset could be his last. Here, power is written with teeth, claw, and a courage that burns as brightly as the African sun. The sun bleeds across the horizon, painting the savanna in hues of fire and farewell. This is the hour of transition, when the day's heat gives way to the cool, predatory dark. And on the wind, a new scent travels, unfamiliar, unwelcome. It speaks of ambition and violence. They are nomads, driven by the primal urge to claim a kingdom. Two brothers, forged in the harsh crucible of the wilderness, their muscles coiled springs of power. For weeks they have shadowed this territory, their presence a low, persistent hum of threat, a promise of the storm to come. The challengers are closing in. At the heart of this domain, two kings hold their throne. They are battle-scarred veterans, their magnificent manes symbols of a long and brutal reign. They have defended this land, sired the cubs that carry their legacy, and fed the pride with countless successful hunts. But time is a relentless adversary. Their reign has brought a fragile peace, an order understood by all who live here. Now that peace is balanced on a knife's edge. They can smell the challenge in the air, a scent that stirs old memories of their own violent ascent to power. The lionesses feel it most acutely. They form a living fortress around the pride's future, the small, vulnerable cubs who are oblivious to the gathering danger. Every rustle of grass, every distant call, pulls their attention. Their bodies are taut with a fierce protective energy. A change in leadership, is a death sentence for the young. The new males will not tolerate the bloodline of their rivals. For the mothers, this is not about territory. It is a fight for the survival of their lineage, a desperate defense against impending tragedy.
When lions fight, everything in the savannah feels it. It's an earthquake that ripples through the entire ecosystem. The scent of conflict, of testosterone and aggression, it hangs in the air for miles. It's a signal that the established order is about to break. You see, a stable pride has predictable hunting grounds, predictable patterns. The herbivores, they learn these patterns. They know where the danger zones are. But when new males come in, chaos erupts. The old rules are thrown out. Hunting becomes erratic, desperate. The entire balance of fear and survival is reset. The herbivores feel this instability first. The wildebeest and zebra herds become more agitated, more prone to stampede. They don't know where the next attack will come from. Even the giants, the elephants, they become unsettled. They don't like the disorder. You'll see them grouping together, more defensive. The smaller animals, the birds, the meerkats, they become the savanna's alarm system. Their calls change, becoming more frequent, more shrill. They are broadcasting the anxiety of the landscape for everyone to hear. It's a system-wide state of alert. Everything is waiting for the inevitable explosion.
And now, the moment is here. The challengers have breached the heart of the territory. The air grows thick, heavy with unspoken declarations of war. Dust swirls around their paws as they face the reigning kings. There are no roars yet, only a silence more terrifying than any sound. It is a standoff of pure will, a visual weighing of strength and resolve. Manes bristle, muscles bunch. In their locked gazes, the fate of the pride is being decided. The first move will unleash a fury that will scar this land, and the ground itself seems to hold its breath, waiting for the first tremor of impact. On the sun-scorched plains, a fragile peace is about to be shattered. The air itself seems to hold its breath, thick with the scent of dust and impending violence. For weeks, the challengers have shadowed the resident kings, testing their boundaries, their roars a nightly promise of war. Today, the promises will be kept. A single guttural roar is the signal. It's an explosion of sound that rips through the silence, and with it, the charge begins. This is not a hunt, it is an execution. An avalanche of muscle and fury, each stride closing the distance to a collision that will shake the very ground. The impact is a physical shockwave, a brutal percussion of flesh and bone. There is no grace here, only the blunt force physics of dominance. Paws like sledgehammers rain down blows, while jaws capable of crushing bone search for a fatal hold. Every second is a lifetime of pain and desperate struggle. For the pride's lionesses, this is a terrifying spectacle. They watch from the periphery, their own futures hanging in the balance. Because this battle of kings will decide more than just territory. It will determine the fate of the next generation. The lives of their cubs are staked on the outcome of this single, violent clash. And it is not one fight, but many. The drone's eye view reveals the chilling strategy of the takeover. A coordinated assault across the territory, isolating the resident males, overwhelming them with superior numbers and fresh ferocity. The entire kingdom is a battlefield, and the reign of the old kings is being dismantled, piece by bloody piece. In the heart of the conflict, the tide begins to turn. A moment of exhaustion, a wound that saps strength, a slight hesitation. It is all the opening the challengers need. They sense weakness like a change in the wind and press their advantage relentlessly. The defenders' roars of fury now have a desperate edge. The scent of blood and desperation travels far, and it has not gone unnoticed. The silent observers begin to gather. Vultures settle in the skeletal branches of acacia trees, patient arbiters of death. Below, the hyena clan arrives, their eerie calls a chorus for the unfolding tragedy. They are the savannah's cleanup crew, waiting for the inevitable spoils. And then, it is over. The final crushing blows land. The reigning king, a monarch just minutes ago, collapses in a cloud of dust. He is utterly defeated, his strength gone, his will broken. He lies gasping, the taste of his own blood and the bitterness of his loss filling his senses. The crown has fallen. The roars of the victors erupt into the twilight. It is a sound of absolute brutal triumph, a proclamation of succession that echoes for miles, informing every creature that the territory is under new rule. They stand over their conquest, blood-spattered and exhausted, but they are the new kings, and their reign has begun. For the vanquished, there is no mercy. He is driven out, forced into a life of exile. He is now a nomad, a ghost who will haunt the edges of his former kingdom. His wounds may heal, but the loss of his pride, his territory and his legacy is a fatal blow. He walks towards the horizon, alone, and hidden in the grass, the future watches. The cubs, whose scent marks them as the offspring of a deposed rival, are now in mortal danger. Their world has been turned upside down, their protectors defeated. Their survival now rests on the courage of their mothers and the volatile mood of the pride's new, merciless rulers. This is the untold war of the savannah, the brutal engine of evolution. A struggle older than memory itself, where power is never inherited, only seized. The throne is paid for in blood, and the battle is never truly over. It is merely a pause, a breath before the next generation of challengers rises to claim it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey across the wild savannah, please like, subscribe, and share to support more wildlife stories. Join us for more adventures and help protect these magnificent creatures.